How you doing today? Hope all is well with you. I haven't made a video in a while, but I felt compelled to make another one. And I wanted to ask you a question. How close is your walk with Christ? Do you try to walk in His footsteps? Maybe you're right at His heels? Or are you maybe a couple feet away, distracted by, say, some problem you're having in life, or maybe a mortgage payment that's due? Or are you over there trying to balance yourself on the curb of that narrow path? A lot of people do that. They want to try and be Christian, but yet they still want to be friends with the world. They still want to get involved in all kinds of things that they really shouldn't mess with. Some people will talk about different categories of other people. For instance, some people might say, well, there's two different types of Christians. Or maybe there's 4 different types or something like that. But I looked at a chart once and it showed that there is about 2 billion Christians in the world today. And I believe that there's 2 billion types of Christians, because each one of us have a unique walk with Christ. Each one of us has our own unique set of problems, difficulties, and trials that we have to go through in life, whether it be a medical problem or a financial problem or a family problem or you name it. There are those who are really close to Christ. Maybe they're a pastor or a minister, or they're someone who's heavily involved in the church and they're always on some project, or they're always happy and they're always trying to spread God's love to somebody. All the way down to those who are probably the type of people who say, oh, well, yeah, I accepted Christ when I was 12 and I don't need to go to church anymore. And it's unfortunate that they think that way too. Because actually, as I've said before, the more you spend time with God, the more God will spend time with you. In fact, I've even heard that there are people who think that they're Christian simply because they were born in the United States. The United States is a Christian nation. I was born here, I must be Christian. It doesn't work that way. But regardless of how close you walk with Christ, the one thing I can say from my own experience especially is the closer you get, the more interest you take in God, reading the Bible, listening to Bible studies, things of that nature, the better you can feel. A lot of people, I believe, hold on to Christianity like it's some sort of get-out-of-jail-free card, only to be used in case of rapture or death. But in all actuality, it can help us right now. It's not something that we have to just save until we die. We can use it right now. It can make our lives a whole lot easier to go through. We don't have to worry so much about other problems, because, as I've said before, you draw close to God, God will draw close to you. And you'll get a better sense of peace and joy in life, not having to worry about other things that other people worry about. There was a story that a pastor told on the radio. He said he was, I don't know if he was in a waiting room or maybe he was on a plane or something, but he was talking to somebody, and the subject of Christianity came up. He was a pastor, go figure. And the guy said, oh, I tried the whole Christian thing, but I gave up alcohol and I stopped going to casinos, and but I just couldn't do it. It's nice that it works for you, but it won't work for me. And then the pastor said the guy sort of laughed it off and said, oh, well, God wouldn't want me anyway, I've done too many bad things. But actually, one, for him to just laugh it off like well, God doesn't want me, I've done too many bad things. He's sort of acting like there's some other option that he can pick, when there is no other option. But the one thing the pastor said that he felt this guy was doing was when he tried to give up alcohol, he stopped drinking, he tried to give up going to the casinos, or whatever it may be, internet porn, or lying to some friends, or seeking after money or lottery tickets, or whatever it was that he decided to give up. A lot of people do it on their own. They try to do it on their own, I should say. They feel that they have to make these changes in their lives before God will accept them. But actually, it's not we that make the changes in ourselves. Because we can't. If we could change ourselves, the world would not be the way it is today. The Bible says, I'm not sure exactly the chapter and verse, and I'm probably paraphrasing this, but Jesus is the author and the perfecter of our faith. It is He that can perfect our faith. The first thing we have to do is not make changes to ourselves. The first thing we have to do is to simply accept that we are sinners and that we need Christ. And we come to Christ, and then He will make the changes in our hearts. Sometimes trying to understand what the Bible says is a little bit difficult. It was written a couple thousand years ago or more. It was written over the course of 1,400 years by more than 40 different people. And of course it uses older terminology. It makes it a lot more difficult to figure out what's being said. That's why it's always good to not just read the Bible, but to listen to those who have read it and have studied it. I have a Bible commentary that I bought from Pastor Chuck Smith, and it was really good. So far I've gone through like the first 10 of his sermons that were on there. There's 640 some odd sermons on these discs. There's 6 DVDs in it. It's all audio, all MP3s, and it was $30. And each sermon's like an hour long, and I enjoy it. I can sit and listen to it constantly, and he goes through and explains what's being said, and that he brings up other things that have been found, whether it be archaeological facts and things like that that have been found to prove what's been said. My next video that I want to put out is actually going to have I'm going to show a bunch of books and the CDs and stuff that I've bought that really helped me, and I believe it'll help you too. So anyway, that's all the time I have for right now, and God bless. See ya.